10 News. This is breaking news.
And good morning to all of you. You're looking right now at pictures that happened about an hour ago at Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport. That's where the very first flight, commercial flight to Santa Clara, Cuba, took off. You're seeing it leaving. That is JetBlue Flight 387. We understand right now it is landing in Santa Clara, a historic day indeed.
And I believe we have our local 10 News reporter, Hatzel Vela, who is on that inaugural flight. We believe he's on the phone with us right now. We hear a lot of cheers out there, Hatzel. What's going on? What's the feeling like?
Well, I can tell you that we just landed, and you can hear the applause on the plane. It's hard to hear you guys because the phone reception is kind of iffy in and out here. But 10:56 was the exact time. I was looking at the clock as we're landing, and the same sort of welcome or the send-off that we got in Fort Lauderdale, we're getting here in Santa Clara. You have two fire trucks with sending off water up in the air, and you've got folks on the ground taking pictures as the first commercial flight arrived in Santa Clara in more than 50 years. Last time was 1961, and as we arrive, we see folks on the ground taking pictures and the same kind of reception takeoff that we got. Oh my goodness, here it is. So we now see everyone here at the airport. Folks who work at the airport are also pressed as well, waiting on the tarmac, waiting as we arrive. Two folks holding the American flag, another two folks holding the Cuban flag. And as the plane makes its way to Aeropuerto Abel Santa Maria, which is the name of the Santa Clara airport here in the central part of Cuba. Again, 10:56 is when we touched down, when wheels touched on the tarmac, and the same kind of reception, or the kind of send-off that we got in Fort Lauderdale, we got here as well. Two fire trucks waiting for us with hoses and water ready to go. Yara, who you were talking to, who's a first-generation Cuban American, has been sitting next to me now with tears in her eyes. Why is this so emotional for you?
It is a dream come true. It feels like a miracle. It's something you never expected, and you're doing it.
One of the things I saw you do is kind of break down when you saw the folks lined up, waiting for the plane to arrive. Three people holding the American flag, another two holding the Cuban flag. What kind of images or what kind of...
I'm waiting for the dove to fly in. I'm waiting for the dove to fly in. This is so monumental. It's peace between two countries that have been so apart for such a long time. And it says, you're here. We're breaking those invisible barriers. It's over.
You know, one of the things that we talked about when we were sitting next to each other throughout the very short flight of 52 minutes was the fact that there's some folks back in South Florida that do not think that this should be happening, that this, in their words, in their opinion, is providing money and resources to what they call an oppressive government. What do you say to that?
Move on. It's life. We gotta adapt. We gotta take care of each other. We're America. We're here for all, and this is a country that offers so much to the rest of the world. It's about time that we embrace the differences and agree to disagree and love each other.
But you understand the pain, obviously, associated with 50 years of this history.
You can only hold the feud for so long. You know, when you find out, let's say, when you find out you're dying, you're going to go back to that person that you always argued for your entire life and say, I'm sorry. We got to make up before I finish this. And at this point in life, you know, this is over 50 years. We're saying, I'm sorry. We're going to make up for a lot of things and get on with it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yara is the passenger that's been sitting next to me, first-generation Cuban-American, first son here in Santa Clara. This is where the hometown for her parents, and it's obviously quite historical for her, but also historical for the aviation industry. At this hour or this moment in time, we're being told that we are about to deplane. What they're doing is they will allow members of the media to get off first so that they can document the JetBlue executives, as long as Secretary of Transportation, who is on the plane as well, to come out and be the first on the tarmac. But as I mentioned, 10:56 was the landing time, and we were greeted by water cannons the same way we were sent off in Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport. What a historic day for lots of folks. We're going to have coverage as soon as I can get to a camera that's waiting for us at the airport, and we can go live and share more stories with you. But for now, I'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
All right, thank you so much, Hatzel. And we are now looking at live pictures from Santa Clara, and we were also looking at some video of the town of Santa Clara a few moments ago as well, a place that Hatzel will be visiting here very shortly as all these folks are getting ready to get off this plane on a very interesting and historic day indeed in Cuba. And Michael Putney is joining Janice Fernandez as well as me here on set in Miami. And tell us what you're thinking about this, Michael. This is really an interesting day. You said it yourself, you never thought you'd see this happen with the Castro brothers still alive.
I did not. I thought that the day would arrive when there were regularly scheduled commercial flights, but I thought that was going to happen when the Castros were gone, so here it is happening. I'm thinking about what this young woman sitting next to Hatzel said about anybody who thinks it's wrong for these flights to resume. She says, move on, quote, end quote. That is the quote of the day, and I think that is representative of a younger generation of Cuban Americans, of whom Janice Fernandez, in fact, is one, and regularly polls have shown that the younger generation of Cuban Americans are very proud of their Cuban heritage, but they believe relations should be reestablished. They believe the embargo should be lifted. They believe regular travel between the two countries should be normalized. And here indeed is the first step in that in terms of commercial air flights.
A very big step indeed.
And we've seen so many things happening, Michael, since normalizing relations between the United States and Cuba. The embassies opening up. We had the Carnival cruise as well. And important to note, because you mentioned with the younger generation versus sort of the older generation of Cubans, but a lot of people, you know, they're looking at this and they're probably, they've got a lot of opinions about this. A lot of people not really happy to see this. A lot of people believe that they wanted to see a change in leadership before they saw these normalizing relations.
I think that the principal objection, and I think there's some legitimacy to the objection, is that the tourism industry in Cuba is run by the Cuban military. They own all of the hotels, they run the hotels, or they have a joint venture agreement with hotel operators like the Melia chain and others. And so the beneficiary, the prime beneficiary of all of this tourism, even though United States citizens are not allowed to go for, quote, tourism, end quote, is the Castro government is making money off all of this. But of course, the President Obama and his administration essentially are saying once all these Americans, and there are 93,000 who are expected to go legally this year, once all these Americans get there, things are going to change, and they hope that the political situation will change, although frankly there has been no change whatsoever. If Hatzel Vela, Hatzel, it's Michael, are you still on the phone down there? Tell us what you're doing.
I can tell you that we're still on the plane, and what they've done is devise different ways to exit the plane. They're allowing members of the media to get off first so that we can set up and document, of course, some of the executives of JetBlue and the Secretary of Transportation getting off, the first to get off in this historic flight. We are being told as well that there will be some sort of reception after we get off and go through security, as we often do every time we come here to Cuba. And in that reception, we'll be able to interact with some of the other members of the flight. We're told that most of the folks working the flight are of Cuban heritage, and that was pretty important for JetBlue. At least I know the captain and the first captain, of course, both have a strong heritage connection to Cuba and also to the aviation industry, so we hope to chat with them as well. But, you know, we talked to all kinds of people throughout the flight. Obviously, you heard me talk to Yara, who is a first generation Cuban American coming to Santa Clara, her parents' hometown for the first time. But you also find other types of folks. We talked to a mother and her daughter who are from Utah, have no connection whatsoever with Cuba or Cuban people, but they just they're aviation nerds, as we jokingly said to each other, and they just wanted to be the first on the flight and to be able to say years to come that they were on the flight and that they have proof. While as I walked inside the plane, they gave me a little sheet of paper. They wanted me to autograph it and say what seat I was sitting in. And as you see it, I am now exiting the plane, trying to look for my photojournalist, but we're getting off the plane and being greeted by most of the Cuban press and a lot of folks at the airport. As you saw the imagery, some of these folks holding the Cuban and American flag, obviously a big day for not just the aviation industry, but also the Cuban people. And it's back in South Florida. You know, Michael, a lot of folks say that this is the right thing to do. And you've got folks who say this is not the right thing to do, that we should not be doing this because all this is doing is helping the Cuban government. I'm making my way now to the press area, and in short, just a couple moments, we should be able to see some of the executives and Secretary Fox arrive and depart from the plane and be the first to step off. Technically, we're the first, but symbolically, this is going to be a moment to capture.
If I can jump in here, Hatzel, back here in South Florida, we are broadcasting right now some pictures from a website called Cuatro y Medio, which is run by the independent Cuban journalist Ioane Sanchez, and we are grateful to have those pictures. This is the outside of the airport there in Santa Clara. I also would point out that when Hetzel says he's joining the Cuban press, as a famous press critic in this country, A.J. Liebling, once said, the press is free as long as you own one. And in Cuba, the Castro government owns the press. There is no First Amendment in Cuba, although we are looking at pictures, and glad to have them, live pictures, we'll get them back soon, from CNN, which is broadcasting out of Santa Clara today.
And Michael, let's talk a bit about the people who are able to travel, those 93,000 expected to travel this year. Yeah. They can't be going there explicitly for tourism. There have religious reasons.
Academics, religious, humanitarian. The U.S. Treasury Department has created these 12 categories. But honestly, Janice, as you said a minute ago while we were watching, Treasury used to be very strict in enforcing this, and you had to have a specific license. Well, you don't need a specific individual license anymore. All you have to say is, I'm in one of these categories. The thing that Americans have to remember is you're not supposed to go there to lie on the beach at Varadero and have a mojito or a daiquiri. That's verboten, if I can use a German word. It is simply not part of one of the categories for travel to Cuba, but almost anything else you are legally allowed to go.
And we talked about a big thing is that this is the first commercial flight in about 50 years. But talk about the difference with that and the charter companies, because we know that to get a charter flight, it was very pricey.
It was about $500, I think, was the cost of flying on a charter, and then there were the associated fees with visas from the Cuban government, because they don't just give them away. I think they were well over $100 to get the visa, to go through the paperwork. You had to contact the Cuban interest section in Washington. Now there is obviously a full-fledged Cuban embassy.
And that paperwork was extensive.
It was extensive, and in fact, when Channel 10 and any other media went down there, you filled out this extensive paperwork with the serial numbers on your cameras, your lights, and everything. It was not easy to go then. It's still not that easy, but this whole process of traveling to Cuba, that's the significance of this day. If you are an ordinary citizen, you fit into one of 12 categories, all you have to do is call American or Silver Airlines or JetBlue, Southwest, all these airlines that are going to fly regularly to, I think, 11 cities in Cuba, and they will help you get the visa, but it's not such a big deal anymore.
And right now we're looking at video of Santa Clara, and I know, Michael, you were saying that you visited Santa Clara. If you would be able to give us some perspective of what it's like there.
Well, I did go there during the visit to Cuba of Pope John Paul. It was really just a history-making trip, and I did go to Santa Clara. It's a lovely city, about 100,000. We saw some video earlier of the streets. It's a Spanish colonial city. It's actually, in some ways, better maintained than Havana. There's a beautiful central plaza. It's called the Parque Vidal, and it's a very pleasant place, and it is notable for a big monument to Che Guevara, who won the big battle of Santa Clara. Here are live pictures now that we are getting of people getting off JetBlue Flight 387.
And Hetzel is on the ground there as well. Hetzel, kind of give us your perspective. What are you seeing? Are you hearing lots of cheering going on?
Well, in true Cuban fashion, Christy, there's been some miscommunication as to where the press that was on the plane, where we're supposed to go. We are sort of being corralled in one area, but they did allow some of the maybe national networks to follow Secretary Fox as he got off the plane a couple of minutes ago. Obviously, a historic and symbolic moment as the Secretary of Transportation, who is obviously opening up relations. He obviously represents the President of the United States in this case, probably one of the first few secretaries in his president's cabinet to come to Cuba. So we saw him get off the plane and walk over to where there were two people holding the American and Cuban flags, being interviewed by members of the press. And there is, if you're not, I'm not sure if you could see that in your live pictures, but you could see there is a United States of America plane. That plane is likely here for the secretary. As you can hear in the background, some journalists back from home arguing with the Cuban officials as to why we cannot get close to where everything is happening. We have to shoot it from a distance. Typical things that you see first-time journalists when they arrive, dealing with a different culture here in Cuba. But as I see it for myself now, Secretary Fox talking to some members of the media, and now walking away with his members of his team, walking towards that plane that has the United States of America label on it. I think initially we were told that we thought that he was going to stay here and meet with Cuban officials. At this point, we're not sure if that is happening, how long he's going to be here, and whether he will go back to the States immediately after this flight. But quite historic day here as now passengers start getting off the plane, and for the first time for some of them, at least for that woman that we talked to, stepping on Cuban soil.
Hazel, thank you so much for bringing us such extensive and terrific coverage as we watch people getting off the plane right now. We're going to check back with you again at noon. We'll let you get some interviews and video of this historic day in Cuba, in Santa Clara. And Michael, your thoughts?
Well, just that it's live TV and it is historic, and we've got Hetzel there with our Local 10 News crew, and we will be back with more and a live report from Cuba on Local 10 at noon. So see you then.
Bye-bye.
This has been breaking news from Local 10 News. For continuing coverage, log on to local10.com.